From the void we come, darkness there, and nothing more.
Hey everyone, before we begin, a rumor has it Tyberos might be more than just a chapter master. Could he be tied to some ancient darker legacy, maybe even Night Lord's gene seed? Let me know what you think in the comments. But before we dive into the madness of speculation, let's take a look at the terrifying reality we do know. Who is Tyberos, the infamous Red Wake, the brutal leader of the Carcharodons? Let's find out. Tyberos the Red Wake is the chapter master of the Carcharodons, one of the most secretive and feared space marine chapters in the Imperium. He rose to infamy during the Badab War, where he led the Carcharodons in support of the Imperium against the secessionist Astral Claws. From the beginning, Tyberos stood out, not only for his terrifying reputation, but for his massive stature. He's said to be larger and more physically imposing than even most Astartes, which is saying a lot considering they're all walking tanks. And yes, he wears modified Terminator armor that's still almost too small for him. Tyberos earned the title Red Wake not from poetic flair, but from literal oceans of blood left in his wake. Where he went, corpses followed, and not always just the enemies. The Badab War was the galaxy's version of a civil war bar fight, and Tyberos showed up like the guy who breaks the pool table in half. When the Carcharodons were deployed to fight against the Astral Claws and their allies, they didn't act like conventional space marines. They didn't follow the Codex Astartes. They didn't even talk much. They just showed up, slaughtered everything in their path, and disappeared. Tyberos led boarding actions smashing through ships and space hulls, leaving nothing alive. Imperial commanders even commented on the sheer brutality he used. Excessive force doesn't cover it. Whole populations were purged on his authority. We are not talking surgical strikes, we are talking planetary level exterminations. And yet, the Imperium didn't stop him. But why? Because Tyberos got results, and sometimes results matter more than rules in the grimdark universe. One of Tyberos' most iconic features, his weapons. He wields Hunger and Slake, a pair of massive lightning claw-style power fists, one of which contains a chain blade. Think of them as chainsaw-equivalent Hulk hands. They aren't just flashy, they are efficient, devastating tools of destruction built for ripping through traitor Astartes, Xenos, and anyone else who gets in his way. They are an extension of his feral, predatory nature. He's not the kind of leader who watches from the backlines. Tyberos leads from the front, crashing into enemy lines like the tidal wave made of bone and fury. He's described as a creature of war, more shark than man. Here's where things get murky because the Carcharodons' origins are shrouded in secrecy, and Tyberos isn't sharing. Their gene seed, not confirmed. Some say Raven Guard, others whisper Night Lords. The Carcharodons exhibit unusual behavior, both culturally and in combat. They are more tribal and more ritualistic, and their sense of justice is, let's say, flexible. Tyberos embodies all of this. He leads like a war chief. He speaks rarely, if at all. When he does, it's in an archaic dialect of High Gothic, and even other Astartes have trouble understanding him. His methods, purges, massive executions, total war, suggest a chapter trained outside the usual boundaries of Imperial doctrine. Is he from the deep past? Some Imperial scholars suspect the Carcharodons were formed during the Great Scouring, maybe even earlier. If true, Tyberos may be ancient, or a scion of an even older legacy. Since the Badab War, Tyberos has continued to lead the Carcharodons across the galaxy, fighting in places the Imperium has forgotten. He doesn't report back to Terra, he doesn't submit battle reports, he just fights. The Carcharodons operate in the fringes of known space, venturing deep into the galactic void. There, Tyberos leads campaigns so far off-grid that sometimes even Imperial agents can confirm if they ever happened. What does that mean for the Imperium? It means that when all hope is lost, when there's no one left to call, Tyberos might show up. And if he does, you better hope you're not on the wrong side of his warpath. Tyberos the Red Wake isn't a traditional hero. He's not a tactical genius like Guilliman or a spiritual icon like Vulcan. He's a predator in power armor, a blade in the night, a force of destruction so effective the Imperium tolerates the atrocities that follow in his wake. And in the grim darkness of the far future, sometimes that's the best you can hope for. What do you think of Tyberos? Could he be from a traitor line? Is his brutality justified? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this dive into Voidborn Terror, drop a like and don't forget to subscribe for more Warhammer 40K lore. And as always, stay grimdark.